Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. And I'm close to 60 receivers in with this 2018 draft class. I've studied multiple games of each, but a guy that I kind of studied once, liked a lot of what I saw, but really didn't get a real deep dive into until recently is this young man, wide receiver Calvin Ridley of Alabama. And now that I've looked at, close to 60 wide receivers in this class, and a lot of them have talent, the one guy that I look at and I feel pretty confident about in terms of his ability to make an impact early and to become a polished starting NFL wide receiver, a guy that I'm not too worried about barring injury in terms of development, is this man right here. So we're going to watch 4 plays of his tape that I think will give you an indication why I feel like he may be the best wide receiver in this class. And when I say best pro prospect at the wide receiver position, I'm saying in terms of NFL readiness right now. There are guys who will probably really make strides with their development, and because of their size and strength, they may be able to put a little bit more together in a way that could make them more productive with the right fit with the team. But in terms of what players do well right now and how that translates to the league, I think Ridley is among the best. And you're going to watch him here against tight man coverage. He's 3 yards off the line of scrimmage, but the defender's tight to the line. This is against Florida State. And they've got athletic cornerbacks here. You're going to watch him with a rocker step. And this is really kind of a 2-step move that's very dramatic, and it's something you see Amari Cooper do, the former Alabama teammate of Ridley's. Now you can see he's got clear separation here. And what you should be looking at here is first just how dramatic that step is inside and out. And he leads off with a little bit of a hop and then just a hard plant and drive outside the defender. And it forces the defender to account for the inside move here. And we're going to break this down a little bit more detail as to why this is good. It's not just his quickness. While his quickness is fantastic and it's something that you're going to see highlighted all the time, what I want to talk about here is the technique, because it's not just important that you're quick. You also have to show some dramatic movement when you are using footwork to get off the line. And that's a dramatic move, to move inside out like that. He's really selling that inside. And with that hop, that helps a bit to get in there. And he has a chop move on top of it. Now, it's a little bit hard to see in this slow-mo, but you see the arm chopping over. And the other thing that I want you to see with this particular play is look how deep he gets. That hop gets him within a yard of the defender, and then he chops, and then he dips inside and plants inside and then chops outside. And by that point, he's got good depth on the defender here. He's not chopping too early. He's getting into the defender so that he can use that move. That's the most important part of this route, if you ask me, is his ability to really get depth into his release move. I'm also really impressed with this vertical route because you're going to watch him score on this post. And you're going to see him work a little bit to the outside, and then he's going to break back to the inside, and you see that 3, 4, 5 steps of separation here. It's fantastic. But where it begins is the beginning of this route. First, you see a little bit of a hop, and then watch him get downfield, and you can see the pads over the knees. So he's driving upfield, and he's inside the defender. So I like that he's inside here. But watch at the top of his stem here, he veers outside towards the back shoulder of this defender and forces that defender to have to consider working outside or widening his path to account for where the receiver is, because the receiver's running up behind him. Look at that bend inside. And then he gets behind the defender. You can just see that in that particular path. I mean, we're not going to see the whole route here, but just that little inside move, and I know it's blurry, folks, but you get the idea of what it's showing you. And that widens the cornerback, and that's what earns Ridley the separation underneath and allows him to break to the middle of the field and just kill this defender in terms of separation. And it all begins with that stem. That little veer outside really messes with that defender because it forces him to either slow down or to turn in a direction that is going to give Ridley control of this break. And that's exactly what happens here. That's just a fine move, and it's understanding how to use your speed and quickness and positioning for maximum effect. Here's Ridley's single right below. It's going to be a little tough to see, but I want you to look once again at his ability as a route runner. And this time it's going to be with a hard break. I want you to watch the single step he takes to really plant at the top of his stem, and then how quick he is with this hard break. That really drives the defender downfield. See how he has the pads over the knees, really selling that vertical route. And the defender finally turns because look how far Ridley sells that stem. He's not selling it 3 to 4 yards and then taking another 3 to 4 yards to slow down. He's nearing top speed here, and this forces the defender to lose his patience. He can't hold his water any longer here because he knows that if he doesn't turn and run and Ridley isn't breaking back to the quarterback, he's going to be beat. And then instead what you see is that one hard plant. And that one hard plant allows him to stop. This is something that Michael Irvin tried to teach a lot of receivers when he was doing different types of camps with players. It's about taking that hard plant step at top speed. A lot of receivers don't have the comfort level to make this hard plant early on in their career. But Ridley's showing it right there. He takes a couple more steps out of that plant to come to a stop and then turn back and then break back to the ball a little bit. Good extension on with the arms to catch it. But it's that one hard step. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but go watch 50 plus receivers in this draft and watch them accelerate into the top of their stem and see if you can see them do exactly what Ridley did with that one long hard plant. That's something that you want to see from a hard break that a lot of guys don't do, even in the NFL. Another play that I really like out of Ridley's tape is the ability to make cuts, and here it is. I mean, look at that hard cut right here out of this crossing route and break back against the grain. I mean, that's sudden cut right there. And again, it's that hard plant step. And when you can plant hard, you get in out of breaks, and you can cut back like that, you're going to create a lot of plays, especially with this kind of acceleration. Antonio Brown has that kind of acceleration, probably even better. But when you're looking at a player like Ridley and you can see what his trajectory may be, it's because of these types of singular plays where you see that hard cutback like that, and then the second cutback outside. I mean, look at that in succession. That's what suddenness looks like, and I haven't seen a ton of suddenness out of this receiver class combined with the technical skill that Calvin Ridley already possesses. He's a special college player. Whether he will develop into a special pro player remains to be seen, but if I were making the projection, and I will be, I think he's one of the top receivers in this class and has some of the best skills to have that opportunity to become a top talent in the NFL. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, the RSP Film Room, and my blog, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.